Okay. What the heck am I missing here? Okay, so I'd like to call the April 26th, 2023 meeting of the Middlesex County Municipal Joint
Recording
Insurance
in
Fund
progress.
to order. That's okay. Notice of this meeting was given by sending sufficient notice herewith to the Home News Tribune, the Asbury Park Press, and the Jersey Journal, by filing advance written notice of this meeting with the clerk and or administrator of each member, and posting a copy of the meeting notice on the public bulletin board of all members. Direct the secretary to enter into the minutes of this meeting the advance written notice of this meeting and this statement. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mike Sika.
Here.
Ricardo Lanos.
Here.
Jeanette Larison.
Here.
Harry Delgado.
Here. I'm replacing Harry for today. My name is Jimmy Lee.
Jimmy Lee. Hey, Jimmy. Mike Julis. Joe Zanga.
Here.
Mayor Heck. Glenn Kurtz, Leon Sokol, Scott.
Here.
Joe Manzo, is he waiting? Not yet.
Scott is muted.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Donna Setzer,
Here.
James Gote.
Here.
Is Lewis here? Just
No, he's doing training.
Sean Kelly. Dominic Sinelli, I think Susan Bridge.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sitting in for him today.
Robin Rassiopi,
Here.
Karen Waters. Sean Walsh.
Here.
Also present chair is Patty Lindsay,
Here.
Lauren Holman,
Here.
and did I miss? I think Mr. Julis did enter, no?
I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay. Right.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 voting.
Okay. All righty. So in the packets, you received the amended packet, if you hadn't looked at it. You received minutes from the February 23rd, 2023 meeting. Are there any comments or questions about those minutes? And if not, can I get a motion and a second for approval?
Motion, Joe.
Second, Michael.
Mike Sika.
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Mike Julis,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Next, we have minutes from the March 22nd, 2023 meeting. Any comments or questions about those? And seeing none, I need a first and a second to a motion and a second to approve.
Motion, Joe.
Second, anybody?
Mike. Mike Sika.
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Mike Julis,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Moving on, we have the administrator's report. Glenn?
Yes, Chair, for the month of closing out March, loss runs with respects to automobile physical damage for 2023 running at 35,200, 2022 at 57,508. On the automobile liability side, we've got one at 1,000, 2022 of 61,433. General liability, we're at 65,500. 2022 of 606. 113. On the property damage side, 2023 of 53,072, 2022 of 173,285. And on the workers' comp, we're at 56,644 and 2022 of 1,823,816. With respects to the claim payments, Jimmy Lee got kicked out, I guess. Joe, is that you that just called in 609?
Yes.
Joe Manzo?
Sounds
Yes.
like,
Okay. For the general claim unit for the month of March, total claim payments for all years of 346,630. You then get a report behind that which breaks it down by member. These are claim payments prior to 2021 year. And then again, general claim payments broken down by coverage through the 2021 year. On the workers' comp system, all claim payments for March of 262,356. And then again, I break it down by year prior to 2021 and inclusive of all years. And then the last report there is by member. Also, I included a schedule of the deficit in the original packet that went out. I was corrected, and I will circulate Joe's latest report I just received. But the update for 2022, in 2022, we had receipts of 1,203,027 and receipts in 2023 of 1,241,281. Then behind that, again, you have your canned new losses reported, claims we have since closed off the system, as well as claims we're pursuing third-party subrogations on. And then I've also included a copy of Joe's latest cash flow report that he's been monitoring cash flows, which does projections out through the end of 2023. That's
Okay.
all I have for right now.
thank you. Does anybody have any questions or comments about what was just reported? Okay, hearing none, managed care. Donna?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Qualcare's savings reports for the month of March, we had 158 bills that totaled $336,247.74 in charges. They were repriced for payment of $138,154.44 for savings of $198,093.30, or 59% of savings from charges. There were 14 injuries called in, 13 required treatment. And of those bills, we had 99% network utilization. If there's any questions on the rest of the report, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, finance report.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Chair. I sent the finance report out last night. In terms of the 2023 assessment, there had been no change. Nobody had paid any amount of their assessment since the last meeting, so that was unchanged. The other report is the budget report, which you have recognized that starting this year, I've changed the manner in which the way it looks. So I'm showing, all the claims. This report may differ from Glenn's because, my report is how much I have funded so far by fund year and by coverage type. So if you see all those amounts in there that have a zero budget for all the old years, all the amounts you see in there are how much we have funded for claims against those years and coverage types. And then when you get down to the bottom, you'll see the actual 2023, adopted budget amounts with the year-to-date charges. Glenn, do you want to bring up the check issue in closed or now?
I think we could talk
I think
about
we
it in
do
close.
closed.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Also, I'll wait till then to bring up the other issue. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, safety and loss control? Mr. Gote? You're muted too, by the way.
Yeah, James, you're muted.
Yeah, he's got it.
Fine, I got it. I was waiting for Glenn to do the intro, but that's fine. For the,
One
they
of
wanna
our
steal
risk
his-
managers was trying to get in, he couldn't get in.
Yeah, they want to steal his thunder. Anyways, we conducted 9 training sessions during between the last meeting and now. We did 4 in New Brunswick, PPE, bloodborne pathogens, HASCOM, and confined space entry. And we conducted 5 training sessions at Carteret, lockout, tagout, PIT forklift training, chainsaw training, PPE, and HASCOM. In addition, we've conducted the right to know surveys. They're scheduled to be submitted in early May for both South River and Milltown. We'll be conducting the physical part of the right to know survey in New Brunswick on May 10th. And we're still determining, trying to establish a date for the New Brunswick Parking Authority. We're waiting to hear back from them on a day when we can get over there and do the submittal. On an additional note, several of our clients have been experiencing PIOSH inspections. The department is trying to make up for lost time for everything that they lost during the or everything that they were not able to address during the COVID years. They've become quite aggressive in what they're looking for. The main thing is the JIF has provided its members with some programs which we created a couple of years ago. You want to make sure that your HASCOM program is up to date, the contacts and the information pertaining to your various sites is up to date. The emergency action plan similarly should be up to date. And they're looking at the fire prevention plan to make sure that that's also up to date. All these programs have been provided, or there's a copy that you can get from Glenn's office to help you with that. In addition, people that have confined space or lockout, tagout issues need to make sure that your training and your programs are current. And by current, they want basically like up to date. They don't really specify it. They only specify that it's not up to date. Most of the people that have been inspected have walked away with the impression that they hadn't had an inspection that thorough in quite a few years. So it's something to prepare yourself for. You want to make sure you have your OSHA 300 log up to date, copies of the accidents for the last 5 years readily available, your programs up to date, and your training should be also up to date or current. Otherwise, well, their maximum penalties now for willful or repeat violations is $156,000 per violation per day. So you don't want to go up into that territory. And finally, in my conferences with PIOSH personnel, their senior staff, one of the things that they mentioned was they really want to focus on the serious willful repeat violators. They don't really want to deal with the nickel and dime stuff. They want that taken care of, obviously. But what they're targeting is the repeat violators because the penalties are going to be significantly higher. That concludes my report unless someone has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions? Okay, moving on to old business.
Yes, Chair, under old business, we have the 2021 audit update with respects to status. I provided everybody with a draft of the financial statements, which was received from Lauren and Patty. I have Lauren and Patty here today. I will not speak for them, although they did tell me I will have the complete draft for circulation very shortly, and I hope they can confirm that today. But based on a review of the financial statements, she did submit it. The overall financial position of the JIF did improve by about $2.2 million. And again, bear in mind, this is the 2021 audit, which does not reflect any adjustments for the resolution on a deficit, which wouldn't be done until the 2022 audit. But this did show a improvement in the fund position. Lauren, I don't know if you'd like to chime in or give anybody an update or not.
Sure. Thanks, Glenn. And hi, everybody. Patty is online too. So Patty, you can cut me off if I'm about to commit us to anything that we can't do. So we have worked through all of the financial statement schedules, and we were very comfortable in the numbers that we gave you as far as the front schedules go. So we do not foresee any changes in the numbers that were provided to you. What's not in there is your independent auditor's report and audit comments and governance letter. We are still working on drafting those as well as our recommendations. And so that's what's taken us a little bit of time to ensure that those are all inclusive and included within that draft. So we're working on that. Hopefully I told Glenn by the end of this week, but I'm going to tell you guys maybe by the end of next week, just to give us a little bit of a buffer there. You should be able to expect a completed draft with all parts included. So I do apologize for the length of time that it has taken to get this completed, but I want you to know that it was extremely a thorough process and really give all the credit to Patty. She has gone through every single number to ensure that we can tie it out. It has sufficient audit documentation and the correct evidence and support. So for 2021's numbers, I can say I'm extremely confident in what they are. So again, I apologize for the timing and the length of time that it took us, but we wanted to make sure that you got something that was correct.
Thank you very much, Lauren, for all your hard work, and Patty's and whatever other staff contributed to that. This is a very, very important piece of what we need to be viable and sustainable going forward. So thank you for that.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I just want to echo your sentiments and also thank Lauren and Patty for their work. Lauren, thank you for noting the depth and the granular work that you are doing on this. If anyone is a frequent follower of this Zoom monthly meeting, they know that we've been talking about this and talking about this. And I believe that the delays from what you're saying have been warranted. Better to get a document that is complete, that we can stand on, and wait a few more days. So thank you for taking that perspective, and I do look forward to the reading of it.
Thank you. We can come back at your next meeting and give you a full audit presentation, including discussion of the comments as well.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Chair, it would be, and again, thank you, Lauren and Patty, who I work with almost daily on this to get it to where it is right now. So thank you both for your due diligence and dotting every I and crossing every T. I appreciate it. But Chair, it would be my recommendation after I get a complete copy of the draft, rather than wait to the final for the actual May meeting, we call a special meeting to get this approved by the board, adopted by the board, and as you know, it's imperative moving forward with other issues that JIF has with its members.
Sure. That sounds like a good idea. So we won't be able to schedule that until we actually get the document, right?
Correct.
Yeah, what the chair, what Glenn and I had discussed is the file be distributed to all commissioners and everyone be given 2 weeks to review internally with whatever other persons you want to have advise you on it, to come back with comments. And after the 2-week period, assuming that no one has any objection to moving forward to acceptance, we have a special meeting that would move to accept and approve, at which point we would then distribute it to everyone who was a member in
Mhm.
2021, as well as put it on the website and advise all of those former members who are subject to the 2001-2020 special assessment that this audit is available and includes going back to the starting with 2001 carryovers of deficits or surpluses.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds like a good plan. Anybody else have any questions or comments about that? Okay, new business.
Yes, Chair, under new business, I circulated at the last meeting a copy of the proposed 2023 risk management plan for everybody's review consideration with respects to the policies that JIF offers as well as limits provided. I had Mr. Recant draft a formal resolution, which is included today for adoption of the risk management plan.
Yes, thank you for that. And so that was included in the packet. And we'd be
Correct.
looking for a motion and a second for approval, unless there are questions.
Questions?
Okay, hearing no questions, can I get a motion and a second for approval?
Motion, Michael.
Second, Mike Sika.
Mike Sika.
Yeah.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos,
Yes.
Michael Drulis,
Yes.
and Jeanette Larison.
Yes.
Also, Chair, in the packets was a summary or a review with respects to the RFQs for professional services, which I included for everyone's consideration with respects to the CFO, Mr. Monzo with JP Monzo Municipal Consulting submitted, who is our current CFO, Marie Actuarial with respects to the actuary. Defense Counsel Services, we received from, these are members who are attorneys who are current Defense Counsel, Kamasa Law Group, Dwyer Cannell, Golden Rothschild, Martin Kane Cooper, Dvorak Associates, Hoagland Moran Dunst, Michael Stone, Littner Tort DeFazio, Kluger Healy, Renee Coughlin, Capehart and Shackert, and Meisen Feeble Werbel. We received additional qualifications from Pelosa Cohen, Cleary Jacoby, Mamaro Law, and Mr. Bernstein, which requested to be added to the list. I had a discussion with Mr. Kant, and he had no problem as long as they met the qualifications that were requested. So that's for consideration. General Counsel, we received RFQ from Cullen and Dykeman, Coverage Counsel, Cullen and Dykeman, Special Counsel, Cullen and Dykeman and Mamaro Law. And with respects to the managed care network access, QualCare received or submitted their qualifications and proposal. And incidentally, we received another proposal from Innovative Claim Strategies, who shocked me because when it came in from the same building as QualCare. So I thought it was QualCare submission when I got it, but we did end up getting two proposals in for the Innovative Claim Strategies. Just so you know, Innovative Claim Strategies pricing came in under QualCare by about $20,000 on the base fee. However, when I looked at their network and accounts, Innovative just, I provided a copy of the proposal in your packet. But Innovative Claims Strategies appears to me utilizes all national networks. Whereas Qualcare has their own New Jersey-based network of doctors and physicians. So something that JIF must consider when looking to save, a couple $1,000s on the administrative fee. However, we lose, a 20% discount on a hospital bill or a medical bill. What's the offsetting cost? So also Innovative Claim Strategies. From the reference sheet or experience sheet, I believe the only local public entity would have been the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, who they are currently handling in the state. And so that's for consideration. We did not receive a response from the auditor, and we have re-advertised for that, and that will be going out and expected due back on, I believe, May 9th. So.
Glenn, you did receive a response from the actuary though, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know if you want to, do a formal, when we do the audit, do a formal resolution adopting the professionals, give you guys time to think about it, or do you want to move on it now?
How many defense counsel do we usually appoint?
Yeah, this is a long list.
Yeah.
We usually keep it around 10 to 15. They're some of these guys, let me just take a look. Capart does workers' comp only. Golden Rothschild workers' comp only. Littner Tort DeFazio's workers' comp only. The others are, general liability, public official liability, employment practices liability.
So what is the
triple L.
process for choosing who does what? How does that work? Just out of curiosity. I don't want to
It's usually
belabor this,
based-
but
No, it's based on experience. If Hoagland Longo, Dwyer Cannell, Mr. Stone, Martin Kane Cooper do heavily police work and public official work. They don't get the little trip and falls.
who decides who gets what case? How does, just out of curiosity?
It's
Like how,
decided in our office by either the adjuster or myself.
gotcha. Okay, okay. And then just one other question about counsel. So special counsel, what exactly does that cover? So I see we got general coverage and special.
Special counsel is the additional work we needed to contract out for with respects to the deficit. So. In
The special counsel is-
handling, go ahead, Scott, go ahead.
I'm telling you, the special counsel is what we were discussing in the past as run out counsel. So
Yeah.
this is the separate outlet, sort of separate costs of the 2001 to 2020 supplemental assessment, the work on that, so it could be segregated. And
Okay.
potentially collected from the members when collection actions are filed.
Okay. I personally would like a little time to maybe think about this before taking any action. So I don't, if that's my recommendation and opinion, but if any of the other members have a different idea, I'm all ears.
I agree with you, Dan. I think it'll take a little time. It doesn't hurt.
I agree. Can we put hourly rates to them too, Glenn?
Yeah, well, all defense counsel would have to agree to the JIF rate. The others are all pretty much negotiated, but I'll give you a cost breakdown of
Thank you.
everything.
That
Okay.
sounds good. Thanks.
How are these all responded to in paper or electronically?
The RFQs received,
Yes.
I got 2 hard copies and either a CD or a thumb drive.
Okay. Not that I'm
If
looking
you
for.
want, I'll circulate I'll scan it and circulate it.
I know I would like to at least page through some of these things, just if everyone doesn't mind. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of would like to see it too. Not kind of, I would like to see it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Next is audience comments. Is any member of the audience care to make a comment?
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Had a few questions. First and foremost, on your website, when you go to meeting schedule, you do see dates of the meetings and the agenda for the next meeting, but no further information. And I want to draw your attention to the sentence at the bottom that says, quote, all relevant public documents will be available for inspection on the MCM JIF website listed above. So, for today's agenda, for instance, I would think that would mean, the loss history, the status of deficit collection, February claim payments, if there's a, physical or written finance report, and some of these other items that you're considering now. There's obviously some documentation that the commissioners have gotten, but the public does not have. So I would ask that, going forward, these documents actually do be posted. Additionally, it would make sense to have a separate page for your agendas for the meetings so that, somebody who wants to see what the agenda was at a prior meeting is able to, because currently, like I said, you can only really see the agenda for the next upcoming meeting. If I wanted to go back and see what was on your agenda in February, I wouldn't be able to. And would not be able to get the minutes either, because as I've pointed out previously, there are no minutes yet for the year 2023 on the website. So I would like to see some more transparency and updates with regard to your agenda, your minutes, and the items on your agenda that you can share. I know not everything can be shared in advance of the meeting, but certainly, more documents can be. And if you are going to state all relevant public documents will be available on the website, then they should be made available. And the other item I wanted to address is the matter that I've brought up several times now with the New Brunswick councilman getting the fund to defend him on a sexual harassment matter that has nothing to do with his employment with the city. And I was curious if there's any progress on that case. Has it been settled yet?
I don't know, Scott, you want to chime in or?
Charlie, there had been word that the case was potentially settled, but as far as I know right now, there is that settlement has not been completed. So its status is unknown. The commissioners voted the way they did to continue to provide some limited defense costs. But the commissioners have not agreed to provide any settlement, anything towards the settlement. So any settlement would be from the individual defendant.
Right, as it should be, since the matter does not even touch upon his role as a city councilman. And I would just reiterate my position that not only should no further funds be put towards this claim, but also the JIF would be wise to claw back what has been paid. It's really astonishing how such a case would even make its way to this fund for costs to be paid. And it's not reassuring to hear a explanation of, oh, this happens all the time, or we often take parts of some cases and later on decide not to fund the full defense. And I get it that things are nuanced and complex, but in this matter, I see no public interest in funding the councilman's defense, and I think that the JIF would be wise to to put a stop to it and claw back what has been paid, or attempt to claw back what has been paid, because it's really, not fair to the taxpayers in New Brunswick or the other members of the fund. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks for hearing me out. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Charlie, you
just
too.
sorry. I just wanted to reiterate that the fund's obligation to provide a defense is sometimes much greater than its obligation to pay for a judgment or settlement. So there are those factors that occur in situations like this. That's all.
Thank you.
Any other audience comments? Okay, next we have the bill list that was provided in the packet.
Chair, I sent around a revised bill list that was in the packet. I don't know if everybody got a chance to see it. Mr. Sokol brought to my attention a couple of adjustments to his bill with respects to outstanding invoices. On the general counsel, the total will be $30,423. On special counsel, $1,856. And on the special counsel, a run out of $51,429.60. So I'd like to make those adjustments. My apologies to Mr. Sokol.
So Glenn, those checks I did, they have to be voided, right?
Yes, sorry.
Or just do
I would
a
just do-
You know what,
separate check.
you want to?
Just do it supplemental.
And you can reference the.
Yeah, I'll just do
invoice number.
supplemental. I'll just do supplemental checks and, make up the difference.
All right,
So you sent that around already, Glenn, you said those changes?
yes.
All right, I've been traveling all morning. Let me see if I have that. I do not have that. I don't have an email from you this morning with those changes, so.
No, it came, just looking to see what time.
I'm actually seeing a couple of them got kicked back because that package was very large. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's not, well, Joe was on it, yeah, no, Joe, I don't see Joe Monzo on that.
All right. You can stop using the M. Drulis email too. It gets
Yeah,
bounced back all the time. So,
Hey, that's been very effective. Let's not.
All right. So Glenn, just send me what the new amounts are supposed to be, and because I did the checks already, I'll just do additional ones to supplement.
Okay.
Okay, are there any questions on the bill list? The revised list, I should say, other than what Glenn just provided us? Do I have a motion and a second for approval?
Motion, Joe.
Anyone?
Second, Mike Signa.
Mike Sika?
Yeah.
Joe Zanga?
Yes.
Hey,
Ricardo?
Glenn, can you let
Mike Julis?
Abstain.
Jeanette Larison?
Yes.
Hey, Glenn, I'm going to drop off on the phone. Can you let me in on the Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so then next I need a motion to go into closed session to review claims.
Motion, Joe.
Second, Michael.
Mike Sika?
Yeah.
Joe Zanga?
Yes.
Ricardo Lanos?
Yes.
Mike Julis?
Yes.
Jeanette Larison?
Yes.
Glenn, do you need us to be a part of the closed session?
No, you could, I don't think there's anything for you, Jim.
Okay,
But you do want the accountants.
okay. Well, I wish everyone a good day.